A huge health panic now appears to be gripping Israel as fears grow that the Iran war could restart after talks failed, raising fresh concern. Israel's health ministry says 104 people are still hospitalized and recovering from injuries linked to the war. After roughly 40 days of war, 7,693 Israelis have been sent to hospitals, amid the prospect of a renewed conflict. The IDF is reportedly preparing for a new round of war, prompting renewed questions over whether Israel is bracing to risk more lives. Israel's health ministry says that 7,693 people have been admitted to hospital since February 28, underscoring the sustained human toll of the conflict over the course of several weeks. The Israeli government released this data on those admitted to hospital since the war against Iran began, offering a broader picture of the cumulative medical impact of the fighting. Out of the 7,693 people, 104 are currently hospitalized, according to reports citing the Times of Israel, indicating that while many have been discharged, a significant number are still receiving treatment. Times of Israel reported, and I quote, 2 are in critical condition, 13 are in serious condition, 31 are in moderate condition, and 58 are in good condition, unquote. The casualty figures released by the Israeli government include both soldiers and civilians, according to the Times of Israel, meaning the overall hospitalization count reflects the war's impact across both military and civilian populations. However, the ministry did not provide a detailed breakdown of the causes of those injuries, the Times of Israel reported, leaving important questions unanswered about how the casualties were sustained. As a result, it remains unclear how many people were injured by direct fire and how many were hurt while running to shelters, making it difficult to assess the precise pattern of harm during the conflict. This development was reported amid fears that the war could restart after US-Iran talks failed, deepening anxiety that the brief pause in hostilities may not hold for long. Israel is gearing up for the possibility of the war restarting, according to reports carried by all 3 major Hebrew television networks, suggesting that the military and political establishment are preparing for renewed escalation. These preparations are taking place less than a week after the 2-week truce came into effect, according to reporting cited by the Times of Israel, highlighting just how fragile the ceasefire has become. On April 12, IDF Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir reportedly ordered immediate readiness for a potential Iran confrontation, treating the risk as real, not theoretical. That order came right on the heels of US-Iran talks collapsing after roughly 21 hours of negotiations without any deal. The IDF has now moved into a structured war preparation mode described as similar to the posture it adopted before previous Iran operations. Combat units have been instructed to stay on high alert, shorten response times, and quickly close operational gaps that could slow them in a sudden escalation. Commanders say they are using the same planning framework employed before operations Rising Lion and Roaring Lion, suggesting a repeatable playbook is now back in motion. Israeli military intelligence is reportedly increasing the pace of building up its target bank of sites inside Iran. Priority targets include missile systems, launchers, and the support infrastructure that keeps them supplied and hidden across the country. Officials say this accelerated update is meant to ensure operational flexibility, so strike options can be launched quickly if politicians give the word. The Israeli Air Force is also finalizing strike packages built around long-range capabilities and complex, multi-wave raids. These plans include both pinpoint precision strikes and the option for sustained air operations if a broader conflict with Iran resumes. Following the failed dialogue in Islamabad, Trump announced on April 12 that the United States would impose a naval blockade, marking a dramatic escalation after diplomacy failed to deliver a deal. The United States is set to blockade the Strait of Hormuz, which is already facing disruption linked to Iran, making one of the world's most important energy choke points even more volatile. This comes as the IRGC has threatened a severe response to any U.S. warship approaching Iranian waters, raising the danger of a direct military confrontation in the Gulf.
I would say it's holding well. Their military is destroyed. Their whole Navy is underwater. You know that 158 ships are gone. Their Navy's gone. Most of their mine droppers are gone. We have a lot of people, as you know, at 10 o'clock tomorrow, we have a blockade going into effect. That'll be 10 o'clock tomorrow. Other nations are working so that Iran will not be able to sell oil. And that will be very effective. But So what we want to do is we want to, and again, we don't need it. What we notice and what we see and what I think is maybe my idea, maybe not, I don't know. But there are many boats heading toward our country to fill up with oil and then go and take it. So they're not going to go through the Hormuz Strait. And ultimately that'll be corrected. But in the meantime, they're using us. We have more oil because of drill, baby, drill. We have more oil than Russia and Saudi Arabia put together. I think Iran is in very bad shape. I think they're very desperate. We had a meeting that lasted 21 hours. We understand the situation better than anybody, and Iran's in very bad shape. And just so you understand, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. Will not have. There is no way that they're going to get. They still want it, and they made that clear the other night. Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. Oh, I don't know. I don't care if they come back or not. If they don't come back, I'm fine. Their military is gone. Their missiles are largely depleted. The manufacturing capability for missiles and drones is largely defeated. We've been very nice. We haven't ripped down too many bridges. We did one only because they broke their word. They broke their promise. And remember, their promise was that they were going to open the Hormuz Strait. They didn't do it. They lied. We don't like a pope that's going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We don't want a pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. He's a very liberal person, and he's a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime. He's a man that doesn't think that we should be toying with a country that wants a nuclear weapon so they can blow up the world. I'm not a fan of Pope Leo.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.